Hello, I'm John Barboza from Life Enriching Hypnosis, and you are watching Hypnotism 101. Thanks for tuning in. Last year, I developed a habit of excessively eating sugary, unhealthy chocolate candy bars on a daily basis. Now, I knew it was becoming an issue, and I was thinking about putting a stop to it, but I didn't quite implement a plan yet. And it was around this time that I enrolled in a neuro-linguistic programming course so that I could learn and start using powerful NLP techniques to help my clients change unwanted behaviors. Now, I'm not the type of person that usually raises his hand when someone is looking for a volunteer. But during this class, the instructor asked if anyone would like to stop doing some type of habitual behavior, and I immediately raised my hand and said that I would like to stop craving chocolate candy bars. Over the past 12 months, I've been keeping you abreast of my amazing journey with neuro-linguistic programming. My initial reason for using NLP was to help my clients improve their lives, but it definitely came in handy by helping me stop purchasing and consuming chocolate candy several times a day by eliminating the cravings and thoughts of wanting it. Along the way, other changes, improvements, and ideas manifested, which were also documented. In fact, the first idea that came to me was to record my experiences. So here they are. Five weeks ago on Monday, August 14th, 2023, I attended a power-packed 2-day intensive neurolinguistic programming course. The instructor, Dr. William Horton, was looking for a volunteer who was motivated to stop doing something unhealthy or unnecessary, such as smoking or overeating. I volunteered and stated that I wanted to stop eating chocolate candy bars because it was becoming my vice and I was eating lots of it even when I wasn't craving it. Neurolinguistic programming, or NLP, is a systematic study of human performance, a practical application of how people think. And so before he used the NLP technique with me, he asked if I was sure that I wanted to stop eating chocolate. I hesitated for a split second, thinking about and making sure that I really wanted to stop eating the delicious tasting chocolate candy bars for a year. And then I immediately and confidently answered, absolutely. During these brief seconds before answering him, I stopped myself from overthinking or possibly talking myself out of making these changes, while at the same time I increased my positivity and readiness for change. The positivity and readiness and motivation and commitment overpowered any self-doubt. That, along with the NLP technique used, was enough to stop me on this journey of omitting all chocolate bars from my life for a year. And so the photo of the chocolate bar that you see as the thumbnail of this recording was purchased a few days before the classes started. It began melting in my car, and so when I refrigerated it in the hotel room, it was a little deformed. My intention is to bring this same chocolate bar to next year's convention to show the instructor that I refrain from eating all types of chocolate candy for the entire year, thanks to the motivation, commitment, and readiness to change, along with NLP, a powerful hypnotic tool that's helping me and can also help you change negative unwanted behaviors like smoking, procrastinating, and even eliminating fears. It's been 2 months since volunteering to do something about my vice of buying and eating chocolate candy bars several times a week. Last week, I walked into one of the stores where I would purchase the chocolate bars. I needed an ink cartridge for my printer, and while in the store, I had absolutely no desire to go down the candy aisle. While standing in line at the register, I wasn't even fazed by the chocolate candy that was stacked on both sides of me. It's as though the thoughts or cravings have become dormant, and any TV commercial temptations or offers from others are effortlessly resisted or ignored. It's quite a feat for someone who would immediately submit to the manipulative sales approaches to get me to buy 2 candy bars and get 2 more for free. It took me approximately 15 minutes of being hypnotically convinced to rid myself of all yearnings for chocolate. And I'm looking forward to sharing more about NLP and my experience with you next month. It's been 3 months since volunteering to do something about my vice of buying and eating chocolate candy bars several times a week. An NLP, or neuro-linguistic programming technique, was used to help me to conquer my cravings for chocolate bars. It's been quite successful, and I've definitely noticed the changes, especially when walking down an aisle stocked with all types of chocolate candy. I have absolutely zero cravings or thoughts to buy or even want anything to do with the stuff. This summer, I treated myself to a few hot fudge sundaes just because I wanted something sweet, but having a small bowl of strawberries or blueberries or a fruit smoothie was equally as satisfying. Halloween came and went, which meant that there were hundreds of television commercial ads desperately trying to persuade us to buy their sugar-filled, unhealthy products, and I wasn't even fazed. I had no interest in listening or watching the commercials. In the past, I definitely succumbed to the persuasive techniques, but now it's as though there's a firewall blocking all suggestions to buy or want that poison. NLP and hypnosis are two great tools that can help you to overcome your cravings and habitual behaviors. If you're at the point in your life where you're ready to make some serious changes and you need some help or support to make things right, neuro-linguistic programming and hypnosis may be just the things you've been looking for to help you to be happy and healthy. It's been 4 months now since I volunteered to use NLP to stop eating chocolate, which I was eating on a daily basis. I have no cravings whatsoever. And volunteering and being prepared and having the right mindset is what's making this journey a successful one. I'm now taking it to the next level by limiting and omitting other types of unhealthy snacks from my diet. I'm preparing for the new year so that in 2024, I will be eating healthier and exercising regularly, along with keeping up with practicing self-hypnosis daily to keep me focused, positive, and motivated to continue moving forward. NLP, or neuro-linguistic programming, asserts that there is a connection between neurological processes, language, and acquired behavioral patterns, and that these can be changed to achieve specific goals in life. I graduated high school in 1979, and I worked in a factory for 13 years before I decided that I needed to do something else with my life. I remember hearing people say that knowledge is power, and I didn't quite get it, and so I decided to go back to school 10 years after graduating high school to learn and to do something productive with my life. In order for me to do this, I had to be ready. I had to let go of any fears and self-limiting thoughts and just do it. And so I did. I knew I didn't want to continue working a dead-end job, and once I enrolled in the school and saw what appeared to be an endless list of classes I was going to have to take to graduate, my frame of mind was still positive. I had no doubts that I would be able to do this, and I became excited every time I crossed out each completed class, and I anticipated taking the next one until I had more completed classes than uncompleted classes. And I eventually graduated and had a new sense of awareness. And I thought I could do anything I want to do just by putting in the hard work, all while keeping a positive frame of mind. Take from this what you will, and know that you can do whatever you want to do. You can make the changes in your life, whether it's stopping smoking, losing weight, going back to school, or anything else. And know that with each step, new doors open. New opportunities arise, and a better you will be the result of your hard work. Another month has passed, making it 5 months since NLP was used to help me to refrain from eating chocolate candy bars. And it's also a new year. And in last month's video, I mentioned that I was preparing myself to limit and even omit other sugary, unhealthy snacks from my diet, and that I was going to exercise regularly starting in 2024. I revamped my accountability chart, a tool that I use which keeps me focused and motivated to successfully accomplish my goals. You can access the video explaining how to use the chart on the link below or by clicking on the picture which will appear on the screen at the end of this video. If you are one of the millions that make New Year's resolutions and want to succeed at following through and completing the goals, it's important to know that many of you will at some point give up and just stop trying and revert back to your old ways. So in order to be successful in completing your goals, it starts out by having a strong foundation, a strong and thought out plan, and the mindset that refuses to let you talk yourself into throwing in the towel. So be sure to check out the link below or the videos on the screen at the end of this recording, because the more information and tools you have to work with, the better chance of having a successful outcome. I use hypnosis, I religiously use my accountability chart and calendar, and I constantly am working on several goals at the same time, accomplishing many things throughout the year. So when a new year approaches, I'm way ahead of the game and well prepared for successful outcomes monthly, weekly, and even daily. You too can also be just as successful, and all it takes is for you to start right now. Another successful month has arrived since volunteering myself to an NLP technique that was used to help me to refrain from eating chocolate candy bars. It's also the second month of the new year, and I've been exercising regularly, drinking 4 to 6 glasses of water daily, consciously avoiding any temptations to give into spontaneous thoughts of buying sweets like devil dogs, ring dings, Hostess cupcakes, and ice cream by making sure I constantly continue to practice self-hypnosis and feed myself with positive suggestions and motivating affirmations. When at the cinema, I'm also able to avoid buying popcorn and Twizzlers by making sure I've eaten and talked myself into keeping away from the concession stand and ignoring the persuasive aromas that tend to tempt me to move in the direction of the candy section, well before even entering the building. Mentally preparing yourself for times of weakness is a great strategy that can make you successful at sticking to your goals of changing your behavior, whether it's avoiding sugary snacks, stress eating, or smoking. Hypnosis is a great visualization tool that can be used to prepare you for such weaknesses, so that when a trigger or stressful moment occurs and you would normally respond by doing something you are trying to avoid doing, like overeating or smoking, the visualization techniques and advanced preparation for handling such occurrences would automatically kick in, and instead of smoking or becoming stressed, you would remain calm and in control and handle the situation differently. Since volunteering to an NLP method to help resist the daily thoughts of buying and consuming chocolate candy bars, I no longer have those overwhelming urges or thoughts that I used to have. Even the TV commercials that used to tempt me to leave the house at odd hours of the day to drive to the store and purchase the sugary candy no longer has that effect on me. Standing in line at the grocery store, surrounded by a number of different types of chocolate candy bars, would once have had me grabbing a few of them and placing them on the conveyor belt with my groceries. But now, I can stand there staring at them without even thinking about wanting one. There were even a few times where I was offered some chocolate on Valentine's Day and offered some homemade chocolate-covered strawberries, and before they could even complete the question of asking me if I would like some, I immediately said, no thank you, having absolutely no desire to try one. So I can confidently praise neurolinguistic programming for removing the temptations that once had a grip on me, causing me to think about, crave, and want to devour chocolate bar after chocolate bar for reasons I haven't even explored yet. So if you can relate to this, and you're having problems stopping yourself from excessively wanting, craving, and eating unhealthy, fattening, sugary snacks, and you need help changing that habitual behavior, know that hypnosis and NLP are valuable tools that can help you to make the changes to alter that unnecessary, destructive behavior and to leave you feeling satisfied, happy, and in control. On August 14, 2023, an NLP technique was used to help me to stop going to the store on a daily basis to buy 1, 2, 3, and even 4 candy bars, even when I wasn't craving them. It had become a habit, so much so that when I was driving home and I began approaching one of the stores that I would normally go to, just seeing the store was the trigger that instantly caused me to begin to think about pulling into the parking lot and walking into the store to purchase the candy bars. Now, you might think that I could have easily just passed the entrance and talked myself through it. But before I had any time to resist the temptation, this force quickly took over and caused me to impulsively turn the steering wheel and robotically make my way into the store. Over the past several months, I've been documenting and recording my progress of eliminating chocolate candy from my diet. Since volunteering to an NLP method to help me to resist the daily thoughts of buying and consuming chocolate candy bars, I'm much more in control, and I find it a lot easier to resist any temptations that once seemed to overpower me. So when the instructor asked for a volunteer, he asked if there was anyone who would like to change a habit that they were experiencing, and I immediately raised my hand because I had been thinking about this issue that I was having for a long time, and this was the opportunity to not only stop the behavior, but also experience the power of NLP, or neuro-linguistic programming, something I had never done before. And so the first thing he had me do was place both of my hands in front of me and look at my left hand. And then he had me close my eyelids and think about the chocolate candy bars and the feelings and the cravings and the thoughts and the temptations and the overpowering urges to buy and consume the candy bars. And as I accessed this state, he reached over and he gently anchored these modalities by touching and releasing my left arm. And then I would focus on my right hand and think about what I needed and wanted to do to conquer this habitual behavior and how good it would make me feel to be in control and to have the power and the strength and the motivation to stop myself from giving into this incredible temptation. And again, once I accessed this state, he reached over and he gently anchored these modalities by touching and releasing my right arm. And from there, he touched my right arm, and I immediately began to relive and experience these thoughts and feelings of being in control and having the power and the strength and the motivation to easily stop myself from giving in to these temptations. And as he kept contact with my right arm, or second anchor, he touched my left arm, which caused this first anchor and second anchor to integrate with each other, allowing them to combine so that the second, more intense anchor overpowered the first anchor, causing the thoughts and feelings and cravings for chocolate to diminish. And then I opened my eyes, and he touched my left arm, and he asked me, "What happens when you think about the habitual behavior?" And to my surprise, nothing happened. It's been 8 months now, and I still haven't experienced that feeling of wanting to go into the store and to buy the chocolate candy bars. If you've been following the Power of NLP series, you know that over the past several months, I've been documenting and recording my progress of eliminating chocolate candy from my diet. And I can honestly say that the NLP method used to help me to resist the daily thoughts of buying and consuming chocolate candy bars has really been successful, because that was my main focus. I wanted to stop the impulsive habitual behavior immediately, and I did. Now, I didn't eliminate eating sweets altogether, so I still have some work to do. And so the other goal that I've been working on also is resisting any impulsive thoughts and temptations to want, buy, and eat these types of unhealthy products, and replacing them with more healthier, nutritious, and beneficial snacks. I've been doing this with the use of self-hypnosis, a very powerful tool that allows me to go into a state of complete and total relaxation, with the suggestions to reduce any temptations, thoughts, and cravings for unhealthy sweets, such as cupcakes, brownies, and ice cream, are replaced with more healthier and beneficial things like strawberries, grapes, pineapple, grapefruit, and pomegranates. Along with changing my eating habits, I've remained motivated to exercise daily, something I mentioned in a past episode. And so the secret to remaining motivated, committed, and consistent is this domino effect that each goal has on the other goal. Stopping the cravings of eating chocolate candy bars allowed me to think about eliminating other unhealthy snacks, which helped me to think about eating more healthier foods, which triggered me to exercise regularly. And so because of this, I can't do one and ignore the other. It's a package deal of NLP, which stopped my temptation of buying chocolate bars, and self-hypnosis, which helps me to remain focused on removing the unhealthy stuff and replacing them with healthy snacks, and increasing my motivation to exercise daily. So if you find that you're working on changing a behavior, but you're noticing that it's difficult to do, perhaps you need to look at the other things that may be contributing to that behavior that also needs to be focused on in order to succeed at eliminating the troubling behavior. An example would be if you want to stop smoking, but you go out every Friday night to have a few drinks with your friends, and when you drink, you smoke, you may want to find something else to do that doesn't tempt you to smoke. Today makes the 10th month since volunteering to an NLP technique which helped me to stop cravings and eating chocolate candy bars. NLP, or Neuro-Linguistic Programming, is a methodology that explores the relationship between our neurology, language, and programming. It was developed in the 1970s by Richard Bandler and John Grinder, two men who studied successful therapists and modeled their techniques to create a comprehensive system for personal transformation. There were other people who also contributed to the field of NLP, also known as a pseudo-scientific approach to communication, personal development, and psychotherapy. The main idea of NLP is that there is a connection between neurological processes, language, and acquired behavioral patterns, which can be changed to help you achieve specific goals. Neuro-linguistic programming can help you to understand your mind and how you think and behave. It can also help you to manage your mood, emotions, fears, and nervousness, along with improving your performance, personal happiness, and rapport building to help you to connect with people more naturally. As I mentioned earlier, it helped me to remove the cravings to impulsively buy and consume chocolate candy bars on a daily basis. Imagine what NLP can do for you. It's been 11 months since I volunteered to use NLP to help me overcome the daily urges to compulsively run to the store and buy chocolate candy bars. During this period, I also used self-hypnosis to remain motivated and committed to an exercise routine, along with fasting and lowering and controlling my weight. If you've been thinking about making changes in your life, whether it's stopping procrastination or refraining from eating sweets, smoking, overeating, or something else, practicing self-hypnosis daily is essential to remaining motivated and determined to succeed. Making your mind up to follow through and being prepared to refuse to give up and talk yourself out of it, no matter what issues arise, is also very important. So put yourself in the right frame of mind, think about what you need and want to do, make a plan, stick to it, and know that NLP and hypnosis are available if needed to help you to succeed on a subconscious level, which is much more powerful than trying to do it alone on a conscious level, where failure usually occurs. And so, now that I've successfully made a few changes to improve my life, I'm looking forward to helping my clients improve their lives by helping them quickly eliminate their fears and cravings, along with opening new doors to opportunities for them to explore. I'm John Barboza, and this is Hypnotism 101.